2 games into the season, Rockets still looking for their first victory of the year. 2 tough opponents to start the season. 2 losses tonight, 115-111 the final score as the Detroit Pistons come in here and take the home opener for your Houston Rockets. And the numbers from this one, kind of a rock fight type of a game all night long. Rockets were outscored by 18 points from beyond the arc, but the numbers, you shoot less than 40%. It's going to be a tough night all the way around. Get beat on the boards as well. The assist, Murph, this is something you talked about at halftime, and you saw Detroit spreading the basketball around, and also the defense that Detroit was able to put together. The 11 block shots, that's not even counting how many shots they changed in that paint when they outscored the Rockets by 14 points down low.
You know, you got to give the devil his due, as I always say, when you have a team come into your home court and play as well as the Pistons did. Now, first of all, the Pistons played their kind of game. Mm-hmm. They made a street fight out of it, and because of it, I think it threw the Rockets shooting off somewhat. Now, you got to give them credit. They protected that basket extremely well tonight. They got 11 block shots opposed to the Rockets 2. So that tells you right there, there was very little inside game for the Rockets, especially going down the stretch.
And I think they did a good job too, disguising and jumping out on double teams, things like that, forcing the Rockets to have to make decisions offensively that they probably didn't want to have to make.
That's very true. You know, anytime that, and I saw this a couple of times by the Rockets, coming across half court on the sidelines, getting over half court and stalling the ball. That's where you get trapped. But one of the major keys, Kevin, was I never thought I'd see the Rockets get out-rebounded this season. They out-rebounded the Rockets 33-28. And a lot of that was from straight-out hustle on the offensive boards.
Yeah, and basically starting 3 7-footers, 6'10", 6'8". Yeah, it's a big lineup that the Rockets had out there tonight, and they were out-rebounded in this game. Kevin Durant making his Rockets home debut here tonight in the home red for the first time. And KD, big fourth quarter for him, big game for him at 37 points tonight, 14 of those 37 coming in the fourth quarter for Kevin Durant.
Yeah, well, you're not surprised at all. This is what they brought in here to do, and this is what I talk so much about. Over the last couple of years, the Rockets have lost 14, 15 games going down with 5 minutes left in games. And this is one thing he does well in the fourth quarter, under 5. He plays extremely well. So he did that tonight, so I wasn't surprised at all.
You also see the number there, too, 16 for 18 from the free throw line. There's going to be nights, Murph, that the team may not shoot the basketball well. I think a lot of the Rockets' shooting problems tonight, shooting sub 40%, may have had more to do with the defense they saw from Detroit. But my point being is, on a night in which you may not have a great shooting night as a team, you get to the free throw line 18 times.
Yeah, you know, this is one of the nights that you can't blame anything on the officiating. The officiating gave the Rockets what they deserved. They went to that line a great deal tonight, but you cannot at home miss 11 free throws. They lost by 4 points, but they missed 11 free throws, and a lot of those, there was 9 at halftime.
Yeah, you're right. And, it was so, all in all, disappointing outcome in this one, 115-111. The final scores, the Detroit Pistons get the win, sending the Rockets to an 0-2 start to the season. Let's hear from head coach Ime Udoka.
What did you think of the half-court offense execution tonight versus in OKC?
I think we held on to the ball a little bit too long. We should invite double teams and have the numbers behind it, and had people open all over the court. They're a team that loads up and makes plays out of pick and roll, and got some decent looks, but only 15 assists, and guys are open that we missed all night.
When you have that many free throws and shoot as well as you guys did from the line, do you kind of expect to, have a chance to win the game?
I mean, we had a chance. There was one possession with 20 seconds, but you give up 25 second chance points. We kind of got bullied on the glass and out-hustled to loose balls all night. We talked about it at halftime, didn't really change the second half, and then, shot it poorly. So other than the free throws outside of that, like I said, low assist numbers, had guys open all over the court and were kind of forcing shots, and so that's the result.
Was that the final shot you wanted him in taking that 3?
No.
Is there a certain pace that you're looking for from the half court that you're not seeing at this point?
A little bit. I mean, teams are crowding guys and pushing out the catch, so we have to that's 2 games in a row now. You kind of want to hold your position and then come flying off. I think we're playing too upright, and that's going to be the formula this year, is to try to get up under guys. And so you want to work on that and come off with some pace, whether it's pick and roll or off ball actions, and haven't been great at that. So not just transition. We'd like to play faster with more force in the half court for sure.
When you coach against Kevin, is that something that you kind of emphasize, guys getting under him and kind of getting the angle, I guess, so to speak, when they're
that's been what everybody tries to do for years.
In the second half, you kind of staggered Şengün and Adams. Did you see a better offensive flow with just one of them on the court?
Well, the unit, when Alpy was in, kind of went on that run there, and some favorable matchups that we liked. The big was fine, but I think defensively we wanted more guys to guard Cunningham out there, so we went to smaller lineups, and they were both staggering and doing a good job. But the lineup with Alperen really went on a nice run, so we went with it a little bit longer.
What was the final play supposed to be?
A slip out for Alpy to pop back for 3.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, for Josh, what did you see from him tonight? Do you expect him to have more playing time? He seemed to play really well tonight.
Yeah, a guy that's playing hard and physical. Defensively been tough, and then offensively he's catch and shoot, making quick decisions, either driving it and kicking it, getting offensive rebounds, all the things that a lot of their guys did tonight. So those extra possessions are crucial for us, especially when the other team is hurting us in that area, and he's done that for a few games and all through the preseason now.
Why were they so effective on getting those 50-50 balls tonight?
Effort, more effort, more physical. You would think a lot of it was in zone, but the majority was man, especially in the first half. We watched shots go up and had 3 bodies on one, and Stewart or someone got a tip out, and guys were kind of leaking out. And so we addressed it at halftime, and like I said, didn't get much better in the second half, but strictly out physical and just out effort.
Robert, what did you see when Durant caught a man in the face? Did that look intentional to you, or could you tell?
Yeah, he looked like he grabbed his arm and hit him with the other one, so they made the right call.
Thank you.
Disappointing final score tonight, 115-111. The Detroit Pistons go to 1-1 on the season. Rockets still looking for their first victory. Plenty more to come. Just getting started on the postgame. It's presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Rockets start a huge lineup with Steven Adams in the middle, Alperen, Şengün, and Jabari Smith Jr., the forwards, and Amin Thompson and Kevin Durant in that backcourt. These are the numbers that they were able to put together. Not an efficient night tonight for Alperen Şengün. It's 17 points, but it took him 18 shots to get to those 17 points. 7 rebounds as well for Alpy. Amin Thompson, he got those 4 fouls early, Murph, and he had 4 fouls at halftime. It really never could become a factor because of those fouls. Jabari Smith Jr., 3 for 14, had a tough time shooting the basketball like a lot of Rockets did tonight. And Steven Adams, the man in the middle. Let's talk about that. The play in the paint tonight, starting with Steven Adams. He goes for 11 points and 10 rebounds and a double-double.
And he had 3 steals. I thought he played extremely well. For a fellow that's not involved basically in the offense, he gets his just sheer work ethics and being in the right place at the right time. I thought he had a tremendous game.
The fact that Rockets got out-rebounded in this game and got outscored in the points, in paint, with the big lineup that they were able to put together tonight. Was this just a matter of Detroit being a little more physical than what we saw from Oklahoma City?
The Rockets got out-hustled on the glass tonight, especially on the offensive glass. We got to call it like we see it. I thought Detroit was much more aggressive going to the basket, a step quicker. But they did that, and what happens is, when a team out-rebounds you most of the time and you're the bigger team, that means they got you out of defensive position. So once you're out of position and they attack the basket and miss, they have a lot of inside presence. And this is what hurt the Rockets tonight.
Yeah, and, you get the ball in crunch time. You did get the ball, obviously, into Kevin Durant's hands. But where we're seeing times tonight, I know nobody wants to hear this, but where Fred VanVleet certainly was missed in a game like this tonight, where that ability to kind of settle the offense down and get the ball where it needs to be when it needs to be there. It's going to be a work in progress for a while because Fred VanVleet's been elite at that for a long, long time.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot to be said about that, but he's not here. Mm-hmm. So what the Rockets have got to do, they've got to find out, going especially down the stretch, who's going to be the go-to man to control the ball It's unfortunate that you lose your floor general like the Rockets did, and it takes a moment to get for everybody to get back in rhythm with somebody else controlling the ball.
All right, Rockets' fall tonight is they lose to the Detroit Pistons. Neither team in this game stayed close throughout. Neither team had a double-digit lead in this game here tonight, but the Pistons win it by 4. We'll talk about Josh Okogie when we come back. Let's talk about our key player profile. We'll talk about Josh Okogie and what he was able to do tonight. Only one Rocket non-starter. It was in double figures, and that was Josh Okogie with 10 points. It gave the Rockets a spark when they needed it. You can see basically his game, Murph, and that's it. Being a bit of a pest and being able to get out and guard people right there.
Well, I tell you what, I like exactly what he did tonight, what he's been doing since training camp, coming off that bench and making account for the minutes given him. He can shoot the ball. He's strong. He can take it to the basket defensively. As you said, he can be a pest. He moves his feet extremely well on the defensive end. So he's somebody that so far has earned his minutes.
You kind of see, too, a profile of players that are in this organization, guys with a bit of an edge. And you talk, Amin Thompson's got that edge. Don't think for a second that Tari Eason doesn't have that edge. And then Josh Okogie, I think, fits right into that mindset as well.
Absolutely. I'm going to compare it. I didn't want to do it, but one of my favorite players last year, obviously, who's no longer with us, being Dylan the Villain. But we got us another villain out here that defensively can do the job and give you some offense.
All right, 3-point stats tonight presented by Chick-fil-A Houston, and Rockets shot it efficiently. They shot 46% from three-point range. Problem is they were outscored by 18 points from beyond the arc. Reed Shepherd knocked down his 3 shots tonight, 3 of 11 from the floor, but all 3 of those were triples as he finishes with 9 points tonight. The Rockets, there's been times they just weren't getting looks. You got to give credit to the Detroit Pistons by guarding the 3-point line.
Absolutely. I thought they did a yeoman's job tonight against the Rockets offense from that 3-point line. But talking about Reed Shepherd, people get tired of hearing me say this, but I want y'all to be patient with him, because this young man is a pure shooter. He's got to get his feet underneath him and get a little more acclimated to playing time in the NBA. But once he gets that confidence and gets a little more relaxed in the flow of the offense, he's something to behold as far as shooting that basketball. And I like the fact that right now he's not turning shots down. Mm-hmm. He's not afraid to shoot the ball. The one thing, that as a shooter, and I thought I knew a little something about this. You cannot be afraid to be the hero or the zero. If you get your shot, you've got to take it, and you've got to stay within that regardless of how the ball is going, if they're good shots.
Yeah, Pistons, this was a total team effort tonight. It wasn't one guy that just was able to take over this game. 21 points was their leading scorer with Cade Cunningham. But they had good balance up and down. And played good ball movement. They also played very good defense tonight as well. As the Rockets held under 40% shooting from the floor, missed 11 free throws as well. So they're right there, 115-111. Detroit Pistons win it tonight. Back with more. It's post game, and it's presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. A fun night here tonight at Toyota Center, with the exception of, that final score, 115-111. It was fun to watch Kevin Durant make his home debut in a Rocket uniform. He goes for 37 points tonight, 9 of 18 from the floor, and made 16 free throws as well. Let's head to the Rockets locker room.
Kevin, is it too simplistic to say that some of the half-court offense issues could be solved just by getting into initial actions a little quicker?
Most definitely. I agree. And that's the balance we have, playing, when to play fast, when to kind of ease up a bit. And I think we're figuring that out. Offensively, the last 2 games haven't been where we want it to be, but, it's always going to be a work in progress, and we're going to get better from it. It's tough 2 losses. I wish we could say that after good, 2 tough wins, but I think we're getting better. I think we're growing. We found some stuff. We've seen some stuff that may work for us.
Seems like the offense is better sometimes in a more traditional 1 big lineup, and the defense is better with the 2 bigs. How do you go about finding that sweet spot?
And that's why coaches get paid the big bucks, and they got to make those tough decisions. And it's always good having a versatile team, but knowing when to throw these different lineups out there, that's the toughest job as a coach. So we'll be patient and keep growing and keep figuring things out, but Defensively, we're pretty solid. We gave up a lot of offensive rebounds, and I think that kept them in the game. But we extended our pressure out a little bit more and trapped the ball a little bit more. And so we got to scramble a little bit more on the backside. But I like our intensity, throughout the game, and our offense to get better.
Great effort. Oh, okay, thanks. Great effort tonight from Josh Okogie. Obviously, you played with him before. What did you like that you saw from him tonight?
Just his aggressiveness on the ball and 94 feet picking the ball up. Cade is a tough cover, so to make his life difficult, and I think he has 6-7 turnovers. And Josh was key. Twin was key. Tari too. So we're gonna need that going forward. There's some great guards in this league, and Josh is gonna be counted on to come in and make plays for us.
How do you balance wanting to, take over the game, especially in close games in the fourth quarter, but also trying to get your teammates involved, especially being new to the team?
Yeah, it's a balance. I felt like when I came back in that fourth quarter, I got aggressive and was able to, make them want to double me. And I think we got some good looks there, like 4 or 5 possessions. I felt like I think Twin might got a tip at the rim. Alfie got a tip at the rim. Jabari went to the rim, too. They made a great play. We got a wide open 3 for Bari, too. So I felt like we made them put 2 on the ball, and, we'll make those plays going forward.
We saw news this week of a new documentary series on Netflix about your career. What made you want to participate in such a project?
They approached me with it. Thought it'd be a solid idea to come up with a cool story, something that'd be fun. I wouldn't necessarily call it just a straight documentary on my life, but it'll be a little bit more creative.
Do you like being able to author projects about your life yourself?
I'm more so want to talk about the game of basketball and my place in the game overall, so we'll see.
Kevin, over the last 2 games, they've been trying to play physical. How much are you able to lean on your experience going up against defenders like that?
It's not necessarily the defender, that I'm worried about. Usually when teams play physical like that, the defender knows he got at least 2 or 3 guys behind him just in case I beat him or backdoor cut or, I get a one-on-one situation. So I always feel like I'm playing almost 2.5 on 1, 3 on 1 sometimes when guys get a little physical. So I'm not usually worried about that first man. It's usually everybody else on the team.
After been too close, lost one. Feel like that you all are right there and the continuity is starting to build.
Yeah, I think obviously adversity is tough and losing is tough, but it's gonna make us better, And coaching staff's pissed off, the players pissed off, and we want a better outcome. And it's early too, so for us to feel that way, I like that kind of energy coming into the gym.
You had 37 today. In the season opener, well, not season opener, home opener. How good did it feel? You just first time in front of the Houston fans, being able to put on a show.
I missed 9 shots. I feel like I really could have been 18 for 18. You know what I'm saying? I missed some good looks, some ones that went in and out. I got to my spot on those 9 shots, and maybe I rushed it sometimes. Maybe I didn't follow through sometimes, but I feel like I could have made 9 more shots, and that would have definitely been the game for us. But overall, just the crowd was into it. Glad we was able to get the first game out the way, and now we just start flowing throughout the season and keep getting better.
On a different subject, I wondered, as a fellow elite athlete, what do you think of Shohei Ohtani, and do you watch him at all?
Did they win tonight? Did they play tonight?
Yes, they didn't win.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature. He's changing sports in general. It's kind of crazy. There's this era of players. So many unique players in every sport. It's just incredible to be watching sports. And Shohei is one of those guys who's going to be a legend, one of the greatest all time, arguably the greatest all time when he's done playing. Probably right now. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of him.
Thank you, Kevin. Thanks, Kevin. Thank you.
Blue Jay fans had their way tonight. There's what's up next. Coming up, it'll be the Brooklyn Nets coming to town. Our coverage will begin Monday starting at 6:30. Brooklyn losing at home tonight to Cleveland, 131-124 final score. And that one is Brooklyn still looking for its first win, giving up a ton of points. Over 130 points in each of their first 2 games. Rockets hoping to get right against the Brooklyn Nets team that comes in here on Monday.
Well, this would be a good start, obviously. Apparently, the Nets are having a problem defensively stopping people. And if they're going to play like that here in the Toyota Center, the Rockets should be able to come forth and get their first victory.
All right, Rockets fall tonight to the Detroit Pistons, 115-111. The final score. Detroit gets the win tonight. Again, we'll be back with you coming up on Monday night. Brooklyn Nets come to town for home game number 2, game number 3 of the season. We'll see you at 6:30.